everyone waiting now.
Very
it's
quiet
tense.
around the site here. And they're away.
Miss Hungary, it's Renate who's taking the lead from the start. She's taking the lead as she is used to, and Wanda Kisley.
Well, it's Kisley ahead so far.
Yeah, it's Kisley and Renate, and I think they will try to work together. It's tremendously hard speed out there now.
So that's Kisley laying down the law. So far, it's Kisley, Zay, Sakali to her left. Broughton tucked in the back beautifully there. So that's Broughton in picture. She can get to the tail of Kisley. She is on a winner to the first turn. That is awesome for Great Britain there. In the back, Anna Kozikova to the left.
In the blue tracksuit there. Anna Kozikova, who had a bronze medal last year.
And Sam Rees-Clark also in there from Great Britain. She's on the second diamond. Another great start from her. We saw her fade a bit yesterday. She had a tough year. That's Lizzie Broughton there. Red boat, Lizzie Broughton.
Yeah,
she was second last year. She was the only one who could stick with them. And Jenny Egan on the left. So all our contenders that we named, fortunately, are up there. Bridget Hartley in the green boat, just off the back of that group. She's not doing too well. So I got horribly mixed up with some names there. I gave some people other people's first names, but just to check, we got Kisley, Vanda Kisley, Renata Zay, Lizzie Broughton, Jenny Egan, Susanna Sakali, Sam Rees-Clark, Anna Kozikova. I'm not sure who's on the left there. That's the Serbian. That's Kristina Bedok on the right of your picture. She's
also
been fourth
Nuria
before.
Vilas from Spain is there on the outside. She's also very well known with Spanish competitor.
So great drone shot there. Only the first five there look safe. Two of them just tailing off. That's Sam Rees-Clark in the blue boat. She's struggling at this stage. Those front five look secure. Other than that, it's all looking a bit shaky. In the green boat, just leading the second group there.
And it's impressive how fast Vanda Kisley is pulling ahead now. She did a great race yesterday, but she is fit for it also
This is
today.
going to be a great shot at the turn. So it's Renata Zay leading
Yes.
from presumably Kisley. I can't. Can we see Kisley there anymore?
I think she's on the
Kisley
right
in the
hand.
diamond.
Yeah.
Kisley in the diamond at the back. So Zay in the yellow boat. Jenny Egan to her right. Sakali to her left. Kisley in the back. Lizzie Broughton struggling. That's the fifth boat there. Then behind them it's Bedok, I think, and
Kozikova.
So you can see how close they go to the edge. They go as close essentially as they dare. It's tough here for Lizzie Broughton. Jenny Egan nicely tucked in the back there. So Bedok, Zay, Egan, Broughton, Kisley, Sam Rees-Clark.
Very, very tight race so far.
The top turn's going to be interesting because as the front two go round, the current will push the others onto the buoys. It'll be quite hard for the people at the back of this group to get a clean turn. But you can see how it all works. It's all double file up here. To sit on the wash on the outside is just too expensive. You're in the flow. You can do it, but you can only do it for a short while before it starts to cost too much. Bridget Hartley leading the second group in the green boat there. She's strong, but she's not going to be strong enough today. I think finished around 10th last year, and at this stage too early to tell, but 10th looks a likely sort of finishing position again. So Bedok leads from Zay. All the others tucked in behind, and they make their way up to the top turn for the first time. No portage on this lap. So round the top turn, down to three girls. Big gap back to the fourth place.
And
Fourth place is Lizzie Broughton at the moment.
And now Renate is going for it, really, really tough. We are very used to see her doing exactly that many times before, increasing the speed in the second turn, trying to create a somewhat smaller group. So it will be a little bit more calm for them to paddle and to help each other across the long distance.
I agree with you there, Stefan. I think Zay likes the smaller groups. When you see her in the 5Ks, you watch her in the 5Ks with a few more athletes around her, she doesn't look so comfortable. She doesn't mix it too well with other athletes. But out the front there, very much she knows what she's doing. And yeah, she just looks supreme again, doesn't she? Jenny
Absolutely.
Egan looking really comfortable tucked in the back there.
And now she's shouting, "Come on, girls! Do your turn as well."
The first question for Jenny will come at the first portage. Renata Zay runs well, she gets in well, she gets out well. And that's Kisley.
Second group.
There. So we got Kozikova, Kisley and Broughton in the second group there. Bit of a change here. A strange change there. Beddock moved out for no apparent reason. You saw her shouting. Jenny Egan's come through. I think Zay's calling the tune there. She's told somebody else it's their turn. Jenny's going to be prepared to work, I would think, to hold a medal position. But I'm not sure if she will be travelling fast enough for Zay. Zay's impatient. She likes to keep the speed high. And Jenny's got to be cautious not to overwork at this stage. There's a lot. Jenny's never been in this position, I don't think, in the marathon before.
No,
and
never.
It's
She have been in the top group somewhat.
But not a three away like
no,
that. And
no.
she's got to contain her excitement almost.
Absolutely.
It's early days in this race. To plough on now could be dangerous for her. But she's fit. She's been training hard all year. She had a great year, as we said before. But these three, they're away.
Just behind is Kozikova going, doing everything she can now to close the gap. She's doing a great work behind there.
That gap doesn't look too big on camera, but believe me, when you're that following three, that gap looks an awful lot bigger. Sam Rees-Clark strung out on her own there. She had a rough day yesterday. Looks like today's not going to be an awful lot easier for her. She did well to be in the front group early days, but that turn of speed by Renata Zay just took her off the back of the group, and there was no one for her to fall back to. So in that second group, we got some good workers. Kisley, we know, can pile on. Lizzie Broughton will work day and night to catch that group. She is not going to slow it down. She can work at that pace for hours on end. And Kanicheva is no slouch either. She's had medals before. She was third in Oklahoma, second in Copenhagen, third way back in Singapore, and even third way back in 2008 in Tin. So she's got pedigree. So, but it's the first three in shot. We're looking at Renata.
Now the others are coming, and Renata is facing the risk of being a big group again. So she increases the speed more or less automatically. That's a wise thing to do. They have been fighting hard to close the gap, and when they are very, very close to close it, she increases the speed, and that takes a toll on her fellow competitors.
It takes a toll on their spirit, Stefan. So someone's broken away from the back. It looks like Kanicheva has broken away from the following three. She's going to close into this group by the look of it.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be tight.
She's fighting hard now, and Renata faces the risks and has increased speed tremendously. She's flying now, and Kozikova is struggling a bit, but I think she will make it.
Kanicheva is just out of your shot on screen. She's just about 2 lengths behind them. We should see her soon, but Renata Zay's having none of it. She's giving Jenny Egan a hard time.
She's just going for it now, and then she stops a bit.
Oh, she's not allowed through the finish line. Now, I don't know if that will incur a penalty. Would that?
I don't think so.
I don't see why it would. She hasn't shortened the course at all.
No.
But they're supposed to go outside that red buoy. From someone who's on their home territory, this is Renata Zay's club. She's been here all week. That's a bit of a mistake to make, but I think nothing bad there. But it's helped Kanicheva. She's now only a length and a half down, and then it's a big gap back to Kisley and Broughton. So up to 4 athletes now, possibly a little bit more comfortable for the other 3 girls in that group. Renata Zay doesn't really care how many are there as long as it's 4 or less, but the other girls will be happier with 4 than they were with 3. At least they can get a diamond or a V-wash at some stage just to get that little bit of rest. Konicheva is very grateful for it right now, I can assure you of that. She's done a lot of work to close that gap, and she's just trying to get her breathing back under control, her heart rate down, so that she can cover whatever comes next.
It's really comfortable to sit on a diamond wash like that. She's riding now the washes from Renate and also from the girls beside her. It's very comfortable, and it's more comfortable the higher the speed, actually.
Yep, the increase in the drag you get from that wash is much better as the speed gets higher. It's actually really frustrating when you're trying to be lazy in there, and the whole group gets lazy, and that wash almost disappears. So then at that point you have to point out something that needs speeding up for. But Renate Zay, she doesn't need much encouragement to speed up. She's going to lead it into this turn. The one who's going to struggle on this turn is the one in the V-wash there. It's not an easy position to hold around a turn like this, but we'll see how she manages that. It is possible, but you need to be pressed up right against the back of the boat in front of you. Any gap is a big gap coming around a turn like this. It just pushes the nose of your boat out, and it makes the steering very, very difficult. It's going to be a great aerial shot. We might see it all pan out.
And Jenny Egan needs to go in behind the Renate there, I think, around the turn.
Or move up further. But there is the worst place.
Yeah, there is the worst place. But she needs to move in now. Otherwise, she will have a long, long turn. Yeah, she does that.
Yeah. And you can see how Konicheva was the one who suffered a little bit. But that gap's a little bit big to say there for Egan. She needs to close that up. She needs to close it up soon, because that gap's going to open up. This could be down to 2.
And then Renate turn her head and see what's going on, and increases the speed immediately.
This could be down to 2.
Yes.
So Jenny's mistake here is that she should be overlapping by more than half a length.
Yes.
That was no. This was opposite us. This is the incident with the Finnish boy.
Yeah.
So that was Bedok trying to get round the boy. She dropped round to be within the rules, and it hasn't broken to 2. That's good news for the Irish fans. Jenny Egan's closed up that gap. Konicheva is still the one who's struggling, just dangling off the back there. So it looks like it's down to 3. Konicheva's just about falling off that group again. Jenny Egan nice and safe. I really hope she gets through this portage well. She's going to have to run hard. She doesn't need any gap to open up on the exit from this portage, because if Renate sniffs even 2 lengths of a gap, she will make the most of it.
Absolutely. We have seen her doing that a lot of times. Just go for it from the start. But I think she will like to have company a little bit longer.
I think she's going to struggle to drop Bedok. Bedok's too good for her to just paddle away from. Jenny Egan this year has been too good to paddle away from. But you just need the comfort of knowing you can run with her, and we haven't seen that yet. We don't know how they all run yet. We only know that Renate Zay runs well, she portages well, nice, very safe. She took that very safely. Come on, Jenny, get out of your boat and go. Let's go and run. You got to run hard up the hill.
She's jogging.
So first out, Renate Zay. She's away. She's clear. She's got 2.5 lengths from Bedok. Jenny 1 length down on her. So the Jenny Kozikova running. She's closed up on Jenny Egan. So it could come out of here 2 and 2. So it is a 15-second penalty for Renate Zay. So that was for going inside the buoy. Oh my word!
This will make some excitement to this race. Renate Zay is staying there, seeing her fellow competitors just disappearing. She's still waiting.
The competitors are still sat there. They haven't gone anywhere.
No, they haven't.
They haven't even moved.
What the hell are you doing?
So, no way. So this has helped the second group. If these 2 can sit with Say, they get a free lift back to the front. So Kisley's got a lifeline here. All she needs to do is get back to Say. Broughton, if she can get back there, she's got a lift to the front group. Zay will make it back. That's a fact. But it's going to be hard. And what are they? Oh, man. These 3 know Renate Zay will close them down. No one's prepared to take it on. They didn't take the most of their opportunity. But their main emotion when they saw Renate Zay pull over was relief, because she'd run away from them already. They're just relieved that she isn't in front of them now, and they're going to pretty much hang about until she's back with them. There she is.
There she is.
She's going to close them down. That's 15 seconds.
Amazing.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just like that. The other two couldn't
She's
stay with her.
there. She's already there.
The other two had what an opportunity for that second group. But Renata Zay, that's quality right there. Yeah, we discussed whether Kisley could match Renata Zay on a one-to-one. Having seen that, no, she can't, can she? Renata Zay is still the queen of this. So it's Kanicheva, it's Zay, it's Egan's beautifully tucked in the back there. She's having a whale of a time going down there. It's great news for her, and it's Bedok, closest to us from Serbia, sorry. And that's looking very controlled. All on her own now. Not too far down, but too far for her liking is Lizzie Broughton. She's broken away from Kisley. And that's the head-on shot of that scenario. There's Broughton, there's Kisley. And that's the difference between senior and under-23 racing, Stefan. Although the speeds, the average speeds are very similar, the race is just more brutal in the seniors. We've seen it in the juniors and seniors in the men's before. The lap times are remarkably similar. Back in Oklahoma, there was only, after 5 or 6 laps, there was only a few seconds between the senior total time and the junior and the under-23. But when those juniors and under-23s come up, it's another game up there, which is why in Bohemia it was so impressive when Mads Pedersen made that move.
Absolutely so. When they do an effort, it's much more serious and much more strength in it. But then they slow down, and so the total time is...
Total time's the same, but the speed variation is dramatically higher, I think. It looks like Broughton might be caught again by Kisley, who's paddling strongly there. She had it all her own way yesterday, but today it's just a different game once you move up a level. She must have made the assumption that Zay was going to take the lead there before the turn, and it didn't happen. So she's tucked tidily in. I'd like to see her move up a bit onto the tail of that pink boat just to make sure she's safe around this turn. Press up, press up. Turn's coming any second now. See how Zay's got a bigger overlap. Still not big enough. She's still going to get pushed out a little bit. Jenny Egan, that's it. Her nose is well inside the pink boat. That's beautiful like that. If you can keep your nose tucked inside the lead boat, then you're going to get round in time. She's got to speed up now. She's got to get to Zay now. Zay's going to be the leader coming out of this. She's moved across onto Zay's tail. Zay carries her over the wash of the pink boat. Now the danger for Egan is that Bedok cuts out Kanicheva, and so Egan is going to get squeezed out. That is dangerously close to the edge.
Could see how the bow was sucked in the mud there, and she lost.
Okay, there for those watching there, Egan should have seen that coming before it happened. She should have backed out before she got squashed onto the bank, and she could have been on the outside wash there now. She held her position. She held it for too long. She held it against the odds. It didn't go her way, and now she's caught having to catch up 3 or 4 lengths that she didn't need to do. That was a mistake on her part. It's an expensive mistake, but it looks like she's going to save herself from it. She's got the strength to get back, and even just the fact that she's got back is going to be some comfort to her in terms of how confident she is to do that again later on in the race.
Absolutely, and the portage is coming up as well, and that doesn't help. She's a bit more exhausted than the others.
There's 3 people in that group hoping that somehow Renata Zay picked up another 15-second penalty on this lap.
Yeah.
But I think that's wishful thinking this time.
Renata is not giving room for anyone on the inside there.
Nor is there any reason she has to.
No.
She's doing everything right for herself. So she's going to be out. She's very cautious getting out of her boat. I really like that.
Very easy. Very safe.
Bedok went to the firmer ground. Jenny Egan out of her boat. A little stumble there for her. Some mistakes she didn't need again. It's only a small one, but it's Renata Zay, 2 lengths clear. Kanicheva and Bedok then Jenny Egan 3 lengths behind them.
I think it's over for her now.
It is. It's not looking good for Egan. She's coming in for a drink. John Simmons there. He's giving her a drink. He's a support crew. He will have shouted some encouragement, but it's going to be tough for her. Renata Zay, she's away.
Very, very safe.
Bedok looks to be next. Then it's Kanicheva.
Oh, what's this?
4 lengths, 5 lengths. Should have a little look back in a second. There's the look back. I think she's made the decision.
Maybe, or just doesn't.
There's the look back. She's measured the distance. She didn't slow down. Here comes Broughton and Kisley into the portage. Be interesting to just have a look at her, sort of how heavy she's breathing and how rushed she is. Oh, she hit her paddles on the floor quite heavily there. It's very shallow just outside the portage. So, yep, out the boat, running. It's a steep bit of the hill now. That didn't break her stride at all. No, she is puffing. It's not all easy. She's certainly working. But this is a proper crowd pleaser. I mean, she was the poster face, really, of this event, I think. And she's absolutely performing as they hoped she would. She's going to walk away from here with another gold medal in her cabinet. She must have a pretty big cabinet, to be fair. I mean, I'm guessing these aren't the only medals she's winning. They're not the only prizes she's got.
That's right.
She might have a trophy room by now. So that's the crowd. They're not even in the stand. They're lining the course now for Renata Zay. That's just at the bottom turn there. And now, closing in is Kanicheva. Kanicheva's already out of her boat. She's running up the steep part of the portage now. So only 16 seconds. It's been much bigger than that, the gap. Behind her is the Ukrainian C1 paddler. I'll get you a name for him in case you're watching in Ukraine. That could be Shpak from Ukraine. Or, no, Prikodko, I think that is from Ukraine. Bedok running through. So, yeah, it was Bedok from Serbia running through now. She's in 3rd place. But that gap back to Zay is closing down. We haven't seen that happen too often. If that gap could close completely, we would be on for a very exciting race. Kozikova, she's been a medalist back in Oklahoma. She was 3rd behind Broughton on that occasion. In Copenhagen, she was 2nd. In Singapore, she was 3rd. In Tins, she was 3rd. Brief blip in Rome where she was 15th. There must have been an incident there for her, but quality paddler. For those of you a bit confused by the fact that she goes back that far, she used to be called Anna Adamova, I think, early days. I think that's the right name for her. She's only been Kozikova for the last few years. So some of you may know her as Anna Adamova. But here's Renata Zay. Now next time she gets a look at how close that gap is, will be at the turn. But we can see it on screen. That gap is most definitely closing. So there we go. This is where the interest is today. For this middle of the day session, this is just getting better and better for the spectators here. Now, Kozikova has never been in this position before, as far as I know. Once Renata Zay's got away from her before, that has been the end for her. She's never closed her down. So this is new territory for her. And that will be a massive psychological boost. So that's Broughton and Kisley in shot there. They're staring at the back of Jenny Egan, who's in 4th place in front of them. So they're coming into their portage. I didn't see Jenny come through. I must have missed that. She has been through. Reliable information in my headphones there. So Egan's been through. Bulgarian C1 calling it a day. Kisley struggling to keep up with Broughton on this portage. Broughton pulling in for a drink replacement. Kisley running around the shorter route. She doesn't need a drink on this lap. So they're probably coming together. So here they come. They're going to come together for the turn, for the portage exit. So Lizzie Broughton there from Richmond Canoe Club. And Kisley a little bit cautious getting into a boat, but they're both away cleanly. And that gap is now down to under 10 seconds.
Absolutely. A couple of both lengths just. They are fighting each other now.
Yeah,
it's tough.
That's hard. There's a lot of mental anguish going on out there now. Renata is trying to measure how much she's got left in her tank, whether she wants to fight her from the front or whether she would drop back and wait with her, do a bit of wash hanging for a bit and start the fight again later on in the race. But that just isn't Renata's way. I don't think she's been in this position ever before. She must be wondering what on earth is happening to her. She thought she had this won. She thought she was just going to get further ahead, and today it's not going to happen. So what will she do, Stefan? When she gets caught, and I think it is when now.
It is definitely when. I think she will try to relax a little bit on the wash there, and we will see speed decrease enormously from the moment.
I think so, yeah. I mean, at the moment they're both full on.
Yeah.
They're pulling away from the others like they're standing still. At some stage, Renata either has to just stop, put her paddles down and wait. She can't keep this going indefinitely. Not with the inevitability, I think, now of being caught.
Depends a little bit how she managed the portage here. She's very good at that, so she might be able to create another gap for herself over the portage.
We suggested she might do that. She's taking the opportunity to pump the boat out, get a little bit of water out, and she's saying to Konichieva, you know what? Take it on, I'm going to have a rest. I don't understand why Konichieva is pushing on quite so hard there, but maybe she thinks she can break her now.
It looks like she's just pushing on.
Certainly Zay is not closing onto that wash as quickly as you'd like her to.
Oh.
Now last year she got to the finish with Lizzie Broughton. She knew she had Lizzie beaten for speed, but this is a different game here. So it's actually Konichieva out first. Renata Zay out second. There's a good clear length between them. And I would think Konichieva has got such a new lease of life, having caught that gap and actually overtaken.
Yeah, she is.
She is going to be an inspired athlete.
Absolutely.
And some of the worst athletes to compete against
Renata
are inspired
losing
athletes.
some ground now. She couldn't keep up really with the speed of Adamova.
And she's rushing, getting into a boat. She made a small error getting into a boat. You don't see that very often.
No.
And even, well, I mean, we've seen this in other races, Stefan. Even the greats who always look like they're under great control, the moment the pressure is on, they make those small mistakes that everyone else makes.
Absolutely, and when they got tired.
The reason they look so cool always is because they're in control.
Yes.
When that control slips, then all of a sudden they make the same mistakes as everyone else. If you remember back in Rome in a few years back, Hank McGregor, who usually looks so under control, one portage he put his boat in upside down because he was under pressure, and then it got to a little bit of a bit of aggro on one of the portages again because the pressure's just tips that scale. And all of a sudden, those people that you think of as infallible suddenly have nothing that you, ordinary people, haven't got. You know, she's not closing that gap, Stefan. We've got the shot there, and she is not closing those 2 or 3 lengths on Konichieva. She's given it her all to stay ahead.
But Anna Kozikova is doing very, very fine. She has a lot of strength in her body now, and is just going. Keep going. A lot of positive thinking in her head after so many years in the lead of the World Championships, and she might have secured her gold medal already now.
There is absolutely nothing but positivity in that head, is there? There's nothing, there's no negative thought in there. It's just a matter of time for her. She is so sure now that this is her day. And what a great feeling for someone who's she's never beaten her. It must be almost magical feeling to be in that position now. Now fueled entirely by the fact that she's overtaken Renata Zay. out of her boat cleanly. Even the running won't be painful for her now. It's Kozikova all the way.
It's Kozikova running, yeah, she's running well, but just not so quick.
She's tired.
She's
tired.
She's
really
not tired, but she has a goal.
She's got plenty of time to spare here.
Plenty of time. And she knows that, so she's not hurrying, not risking anything. Getting into the boat nice and safely.
She's away, dragged her rudder on the ground just a little bit there. She got a bit of, sat on her rudder a little bit. Luckily it's sand, not anything solid, so she's not going to break it off. And she is setting off even before Renata Zay. Sad sight here. She hasn't even got to the portage yet.
Kozikova is approaching the finish line. It's just 150 meters or so more to pedal for her first gold medal. She had a silver medal previously, but now it's gold. It's gold for Anna Kozikova.
Look at her, she's laughing already. This isn't just a win, Stefan. This isn't just a gold medal. This is the race that justifies her whole career up to this point. This is massive for her. It's massive.
It's massive. And she's the first one to beat Renata Zay since 2007, and also that. It's massive for her.
I don't think she can quite believe it. She can't believe what's happened to her today. She's going to milk every moment of this.
World champ,
look
Anna
at
Kozikova from Czech Republic.
That's going to be tears. It's going to be laughing. She can't believe it.
She's so happy. This is wonderful to see. What an experience for Anna Kozikova.
That is the race she'll measure her whole canoeing career by.
Absolutely. I spoke to her last year at the interview, and she said she would try another year just to try to beat Renata, because sometimes it must be done. And now
But did she really believe she could do it coming into this race? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't think so.
It's a sad wait now for Renata Zay. There she is. Those arms are the heaviest pair of arms she's ever had. She's still a good minute away from the finish line.
Yes, Renata Zay, who won 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, but now at 2015 she didn't win. 2008 she didn't participate, and 2007.
So what do you do now if you're Renata Zay, Stefan? Do you retire, or do you think, no way am I going to retire on a loss? I've got to go on one more year. I think she'll do that.
I think so, absolutely. She said at the Europeans that she would continue one more year at least, and I think this will strengthen her will to do that.
With a career that shiny, it would be such a shame to go out on a loss.
Absolutely.
But she's smiling still. She sees, she knows, and she'll appreciate how good Kozikova was.
Absolutely.
And
she's a very, very good sportsman, Renata Zay. And there she is, a silver medal at her home turf. Disappointment for her, but I think she's enjoying anyway.
She is shattered.
Would be nice to have an interview with her, but she's not fond of interviews. She's not speaking
There's
English.
no way you're going to get an interview ahead of the Hungarian TV, Stefan. You're going to have to lower your sights, dude. Yeah. As we talk about that, Sam Rees-Clark running across the front of us on her final portage, followed by the Argentinian, Michaela Maslin, 4.73 there. She's barely moving on her run. I think she's been lapped even by Sam Rees-Clark there. And in third place coming down, Christina Bedok. She's got about 20 very seconds to go.
Christina Bedok had also been within this game for many years.
Do you know, and it's her first medal, Stefan, in K1.
Medal, yes,
she's come fourth in 2 previous competitions, and fourth is a hideous place to come. So she's going to be pleased as you like with that.
Christina Bedok, bronze medalist.
Struggling to raise her arm there, I think, Stefan. I think she wanted to celebrate, but the arm was just too heavy.